All right, hello once again, Jeff Scott from Jeff Teaches Programming, and so far I've done two videos on this vanilla Java BMI program, and in those two programs I've created the BMI state. So now it's time to go in and create the main. All right, so the file, oops, try that again. The file is main.java, and this file is in essence the front end for our BMI application. It builds the JFrame that the user sees, it lays out the entire user interface, also known of course as UI. And wires up what happens when the user clicks one of the buttons. In simplistic terms, main.java, well, let's just say it this way. Our BMI application does the following. 1. Shows a JFrame with two text boxes. One for the height in inches and one for the weight in pounds. When the user clicks the Calculate BMI button, the program reads the, geez Louise, Jeff. Two values described above, validates these values, and if they are indeed valid, computes the BMI. After the BMI is computed, the program calculates, I don't know if that calculates is the right word, but figures out the BMI status based on the BMI. The program also keeps track of the total number of each BMI status types. these are, geez Louise, these are shown when the Show Totals button is clicked. Finally, the Clear Form button resets everything in the UI back to either blank or 0. All right. So that's, I think, good enough. Let's have the import statements. First, we will import java.swing.star. And that gives us all of our, gives us access to all needed GUI graphical user interface components. Why am I getting that? I don't know. No, I wouldn't exist, but it's Java X, so why not Java? There we go. Next, we will import java.awt.star. And that gives us access to all, in this case for us, well, it's AWT components, and really it's the layouts that we're going to be using. Next, we will import java.awt.event.actionEvent. And that will in other words, this will allow us to, I don't even know the best way to say this, react to any user event as necessary. Leave it like that. All right. Public class main extends JFrame. It's not min, of course, it's main. All right. Private final BMI state, it's from the other file, state equals new BMI state. And this is all things needed by a BMI object. Just keep it simple. All right, private final J text field height field. Equals new J text field. I'm not going to put a comment there. I mean, it's the text field that holds the height. Put another one here. Why? Because this is going to be weight text field. And as you guess, it's going to hold the weight. Then we'll have private final J label. And this will be our BMI value label. That's fine. And that's going to be equal to a J label, which will originally start out with just a 0. So we haven't done anything yet. It should be new J label, I believe. This is going to be our category label. So in other words, it's going to display whether the person is underweight, overweight, etc. All right. Next, we'll put in the constructor. Public main. Like that. I don't know why I did that, but it did. We don't need anything in main. We're not passing anything in. All right, so we'll do a super to call the JFrame constructor that we're going to be extending and set the text that appears in the title bar. And so this will say BMI calculator. All right. Next, we want to set up the default, so when the user clicks the X to close the window, it closes the whole program. We did this before with the other program as well. If you don't know what I mean, we click that X, it closes. We don't want the user to be able to resize this, so we will set the resizable to false. Same kind of thing we did in the last program, so nothing new there. Next, we want to build our user interface. To build the UI. So JPanel content equals build main content. Then we want to set the content pane to this content. And what that does is it tells the window that this is the panel that's going to hold our visible content. All right. Next, we have to run the pack command. And what that command does, whoops. All right. I don't want pack there. I don't want that. All right. And what pack does is it forces the window to be a specific, well, I shouldn't say that. We're going to do that next. Pack is going to basically ask every component to report how big it would like to be. And it's going to size the window to fit pretty much around that. Now we'll set the size. Let's make it, I don't know, about, I think I made it 440 by 480. Finally, we want to set the location relative to null, and that'll center the window in the middle of the user screen. We did this in the last program as well. I'm getting errors on all this, and I think we're getting an error on here because we don't have build main content yet. Okay. Now set default close. Says it cannot be referenced in a static. Let's see if that's right or not. All right, so outside of this, now we're going to put in private jpanel build main content. All right. And that's exactly what this routine is going to do. Now give me a second here if you would. This is a very extremely long routine. All right. Then we'll do the totals dialog. Then the different button actions that we have to do. Okay. And I'm at 18 minutes, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to pick this up tomorrow, and I should be able to finish this. Hopefully get it to run, etc. tomorrow morning. If that's the case, I'd like to start on the payroll program then. Remember, after I get done with these 3 programs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually make copies. I'm just going to make a copy of everything I've done and then convert those to Kotlin programs. That's the game plan. All right? And we'll get that done as soon as we can. Talk to you soon. Thanks.